If I traded it all, if I gave it.
So welcome back, everyone. My next guest has been on my show now several times with me. I have Matt Osborn, and he is with Desert Financial Credit Union. You heard me right. And we are live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. Like us, follow us. We're going to share it right after the show, and then you guys can share it, and everybody seems to love those. Today, you said that you wanted to talk a little bit about, what people should be thinking about if they have documents, but we have to explain to them why we said that. So tell everybody what you do.
Sure.
Okay.
So I work for Desert Financial Credit Union. As you said, I'm the sales manager for the Wills and Trust Department.
Did you know that they even had it?
That's
Probably
right.
not.
It's a best kept secret, unfortunately.
It is.
So, so we prepare legal documents. We prepare wills, trusts, powers of attorney, property deeds. We can help almost all of your estate planning needs.
Now, today you said that you wanted to talk a little bit about what they should be thinking about if they already have their, documents. And I was one of those people. I have to tell you, I met you. I came into the bank. I loved it. I loved going into the bank. It was simple. And also, what we want people to know is you don't have to be a member. So let's talk about that too.
Absolutely. Yes, we help members. We want you to be a member. We have lots of great reasons to be a member. But certainly if you're a non-member, if you bank other places,
you can still do it.
Yeah, we can help you with your legal documents.
And here's the thing. You don't necessarily have to go to an attorney. You can go right here, and it's easy peasy. I love the way you work because you made it simple. If I can understand it, then anyone can.
That's the goal.
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
So thinking about what you should do if you even already have it in place.
Yeah, I mean, if you already have documents in place, I can't tell you how many times people come in and they say, we prepared our documents when our kids were minors. We needed to have guardians, but now they're in their 20s or 30s. And what do I do now? Our documents are out of date. We need to name our kids as our executors. We need to name our kids as our powers of attorney. So that's a key time to come in. Your family situation's changing. And, sometimes we have adult children, and the adult children have relationships that are changing. That's another big one, right? If there's a divorce with one of your children, their family situation's changing, it's a good time to maybe revisit your documents.
I'll tell you something right now. A lot of people have their documents. Some of them have them done, but they haven't looked at them in a very long time. You have to dust them off. You have to look at them. I am so glad that I came in and I did it with you because there were things that I learned, and that was awesome.
Absolutely. So I think that's really the advantage that we have at Desert Financial is we give you a lot of education. So even if your documents don't need to be updated, we're going to educate you on what the documents do and, most importantly, how to make sure your assets are truly protected with the documents you have.
Now, they can go valley-wide with you, basically,
Absolutely,
right?
Yes.
Now, your phone number direct, because you do free consultations, is 602-336-5531. It's desertfinancial.com.
Yeah, we have 45 locations across the valley. There's 8 other reps besides me that work the whole valley, so we're in a location near you, and we have people that can arrange for that free consultation.
Let's talk about this. Do you have to create new documents if they're too old?
So it depends. Your documents are still valid, but we have to pay close attention to changes in law. For example, in 2001, there was a major federal law that changed called HIPAA, and those laws need to be incorporated in your documents. So certainly if they're that old or older than 2000, you really need to bring them in and dust them off.
I don't remember if mine were or not. That's how long ago it was for me.
Right. And even if you created them after 2001, it doesn't necessarily mean they have the appropriate laws in them. Sometimes people prepare documents online, or they pull a form from the computer and they think it's a valid document, but at the end of the day, when we really look at it, we say, gee, it's missing some key elements from the federal law as well as the Arizona state statute. So no matter how, if they're 3 or 4 years old, you should probably bring them in and dust them off, because we're going to fill in the gaps and educate you and tell you what your document's actually doing.
And update them. I mean, that's the whole point, is to update them to make sure they're right. Because like I said before, there are documents, but then there's documents that work.
That's right.
Right? So you could check them out on the website. It is Desert Financial. It's a big guns, but you know what? They make it so simple. It was easy. We sat down. What I love about you is the way that you talk to me. It was done in pictures. And
That's
I
right.
love that about you.
We try to make it understandable. So a lot of times you might go to a seminar put on by an attorney, and the language they use is so far above everybody's head that they don't really know what they're talking about, that they don't really understand what's going on. So we try to make it understandable. We try to break it down into simple terms and really apply it to your situation, specific to you.
So he does free consultations. That number is 602-336-5531. Okay? Okay, this was a good one. What about changes in accounts, 401ks, and life insurance?
Yeah, just because you set up your documents, whether you set them up yesterday or 15 years ago, you have to keep up with your documents. If you've changed jobs, you have a new 401k, you've changed financial institutions, maybe you got a new property. If you didn't incorporate those assets properly in your plan, then your plan may not be actually protecting those assets from probate and actually going to your loved ones the way you want.
You know what I think? People that are out there that listening, they say the only time they really think about their documents is when they get upset with somebody.
True.
And they want to take it out of the will, right?
It's that situation is very common when there's disharmony in the family, or
And that happens.
It does, unfortunately.
But here's another thing. It's so important. I know what I went through, and it's so easy for people to make mistakes and not realize that they're not done correctly. And I implore anyone out there listening, it's very important. Make sure that they're done correctly. And more than anything, make sure that there might be something that you might learn that you don't have in there that you really, really need. The number to call him is 602-336-5531.
Yeah, I just met with somebody yesterday, and she brought in, a simple will with some documents, and she covered with me what her will was going to do, but she didn't realize that she had to go to each account, and she had to take action on each and every account. It's called a funding process, and if you don't visit each account and you don't match your plan with each financial institution, then your will or your documents can still go to probate.
There's so many reasons why you need to have them checked out. Again, it's 602-336-5531. It's Desert Financial Credit Union. You don't need to be a member. If you are, it's great, but if you don't need to be, and that's what's nice about it, anyone could go into any of the offices and they'll be willing to help. I do like Matt, though. I really did
Thanks.
like working with you.
Well, you mentioned when somebody's upset with folks, that's a reason to change, but
No, I mean, that's when they think about it.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
There's another one, though, and it's a little bit more positive. A lot of folks come back in and say, I have grandbabies now, and I want to make sure that a portion of my estate, maybe not the whole thing, but a portion of my estate is going to be managed and reserved and put aside for them, maybe, for education, or maybe when they're 30, so that they have a little leg up. So a lot of people incorporate those grandchildren into their documents.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, a nicer way to put it. So again, let's go over here. What about new properties?
Yeah, so if you sell a property, the property's in the new person's name, so you don't really have to do anything with your documents when you sell a property. It's when you buy a new home or a timeshare or land. If you buy a new piece of property, you need to take proper action to either incorporate it in your trust or even create a simple beneficiary deed to make sure that property doesn't go to probate.
So you're talking about that somebody's buying a home right now, they got to make sure that that's in the will.
That's right. They need to make sure that they take action on that property. In Arizona, we have a couple of easy ways to make sure the house doesn't go to probate, but you have to do an extra step when you buy that house. It's just not automatic. Your old will doesn't cover it from probate, so you have to do an extra step.
You see, that's why it's a good idea to listen to Matt. I mean, he has a lot of different things he might brought up that you might not even realize that you need to do. Dust him off. Give him a call. The number is 602-336-5531. It's a free consultation. All right, let's go into this one. We have a little time. So what about if they were created before 2001?
Right, yeah, we can talk about that. So again, the magic year was 2001 time frame. It was a federal law, and it's HIPAA. It's a Privacy Act, and it really needs to be incorporated in every single document you have. So if your documents are older than that, you definitely need to get them updated. And even if they were created after 2001, it's a good idea to look at them. And let's make sure that that specific law is incorporated in your documents.
It's another good idea to know where they are, too.
Yes.
So go out and look at it and find it first, because a lot of people lose them.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's another advantage with Desert Financial is we're going to make sure that if you do documents with us, we're going to keep a backup copy. We keep a live, legally executed copy at our corporate office as a backup, as a complimentary service when you do documents with us.
All very, very important. Now, again, they do free consultations. He's valley-wide. I loved working with Matt. What did you want to say?
Yeah, let's talk about the offer. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
we got to go to break. Is it okay?
Absolutely. Well,
we're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk further about that. Our number here, his number is 602-336-5531. They do free consultations. They have the big guns behind them. There's so many things that they can do for you. You got to make sure that you just take them out, dust them off, make sure they're right. It's a free consultation, 602-336-5531. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute.
If I traded it all,
So welcome back. And we're talking with Matt Osborn, and he is with Desert Financial Credit Union. And, before we went on a break, we were going to try and tell you about his special offer that he's offering for everyone. Will you tell them what that is?
absolutely. So if you come in and decide to prepare a will package with us, so that includes a will and powers of attorney, we're going to give you $50 off if you mention the radio show. If you end up doing a trust package with us, again, all-inclusive trust, powers of attorney, property deed, that's $100 off that package. So
Now, you can call him direct. He does a free consultation with everyone. I loved working with him. The number is 602-336-5531. What I loved about it, it was not pretentious in any way. Came into the bank, we sat down, and we're talking about people that already have their documents prepared. I did, and it was great that I came into you. Obviously, I don't have as much as some people, but the thing is that there were things that you pointed out to me that I need to do, some ideas, and I was glad that I did that. So that's what you're offering for everybody right now. It's a free obligation, no obligation consultation to go in and talk to him, and you can actually go to any of their banks, but and you don't even need to be a member to do it. The special that he's running is if you do a will with him, it's a $50 off, and if it's a trust package, which includes a lot, it's $100 off. So you can give him a call direct at 602-336-5531. Go ahead. What are we going to talk about?
perfect. Well, I think maybe let's talk a little bit about the differences at Desert Financial and kind of why we do this as an organization.
And why you?
Yeah.
Why the bank?
Well, one thing is it's local first, right? We're right here in the community. We're a stable organization. We've been around almost 80 years. And so it's a really nice way that that it's a trusted environment that you can go into. We're going to give you a great service that you would expect from a credit union. All of the people that touch your documents are certified through the Supreme Court as legal document preparers. So we feel like we have a really unique niche by being able to provide this for members and non-members alike. And we really pride ourselves on giving you thorough education, and the education that's specific for your situation and about how a will would work for you or how a trust would work for your assets.
Well, also what I like about it too is what you said, that you keep copies of everything, and whether you have an account there or not, it's kind of nice that it's all intertwined as well.
Absolutely. So, when we prepare documents, we sign 2 legal copies, and you retain one in your records, your master binder that we give you, and then we retain a live legal copy as a backup in case yours ever gets lost or destroyed. Desert Financial has a copy of it.
In case, I hear that it happens a lot, so what a perfect question to ask you now. Where should people store them?
Yeah, I think that a lot of people might have a safe or some sort of firebox in their house. Wherever you get, the idea behind the document is, as we mentioned, like if you change your bank account, you change a property, you need to access them pretty quickly. So you want to have them handy enough in your environment, in your house. So you don't want to necessarily have to store them away in like a vault at a financial institution, you want them close to you because you might need to access them to change a bank account or change a property. So we want you to keep it in a fireproof box or a safe in your home. We want to make sure that the people you name as trusted individuals know where you keep that copy. And again, if you have God forbid, a flood in your home or a fire, that we have that live legal backup copy.
Right. I think it's nice that you do that, too. Again, we want to implore people, the reason why you need to make sure that your documents are done correctly is because it may not be for you, but in reality, it really is. And I'm going to tell the story if it's okay.
Absolutely.
You mind?
Please.
My father, he had one done, of course, and it wasn't done right. And so what happened is that at the end, both of my brothers got what they wanted out of it,
Mm-hmm.
and the person that got hurt was me. And I know my father, and he would have been devastated if he knew what ended up happening. And on top of everything else, not only did that happen, it also blew up the entire family.
Absolutely.
So believe me, I would talk to them in a minute, but they were embarrassed kind of by it, and one passed away already now, but the other one, it's like, he doesn't even want to look at me because he knows, but that's the thing, is so much happens afterwards.
Yeah, I think that emotion can't be ignored, because when I talk to a lot of folks and they have adult children that are well into their 40s and 50s, and we're talking about grandparents in their 70s and 80s, and they're making documents, they look at me and they say, my kids will get along. My 4 kids will definitely get along. I've raised them, I know them. But there's a saying in this business is you don't know your brother till your mom passes away.
Yeah.
And if your documents are clear and you've taken the extra steps to make sure all of your assets are in harmony with your documents, then you've laid out a plan that's fair to everybody. And you can have a little bit of peace of mind to know that they will get along because it is exactly the way you laid it out.
Well, here's the thing, too. So Dad was older, right? And the older people, it was different in the years, in their younger years. They shook hands, and it was a gentleman's agreement.
Absolutely.
And people really live by that. And I know there's a lot of people listening to me right now who are those people. And I'm just going to say this. If they've borrowed money and you wanted them to give it back, don't just say it,
That's right.
You've got to make sure that you have that written out properly. And he did have it written out, but not properly.
That's right.
And that was the kind of thing. It was that one little tiny thing that he didn't do, that there was nothing I could do. And not that that didn't matter about that. What matters really more is that you want your family, your parents, whoever you are out there, you want to make sure what you wanted is what happened.
That's right. You want to make sure that it's as clear as possible, and everybody knows. I encourage people to really discuss their beneficiary selections and choices and their wishes with their kid with all their children in a meeting after they prepare the documents, so that everybody's on the same page.
Right. What would you like to talk about now?
Well, I just think that, as you mentioned, a lot of people don't know that we prepare wills and trusts at Desert Financial, and we've been actually doing this for 10 years. Almost 11 years now, and we've helped over 20,000 families prepare documents. So we're definitely very experienced at helping a lot of different situations. We've seen a lot, and we have a whole team of folks behind the process.
Does it matter? Like, some people might say, well, gosh, I own several pieces of property. I need to have an attorney involved. Does it really matter?
So sometimes the situations are complex, and we refer people to attorneys when we know that advanced planning needs to happen. But for, I would say, 99 out of 100 people, we can help them prepare their plans. Most people come to us and say, I have a simple estate. It's very easy. And most of them are simple in terms of there's properties and accounts, but preparing the documents is a lot more involved than anybody thinks, and so we give you that education. We try to make it very understandable for you and go through all your decision points and talk you through each and every aspect of the documents.
He did that exact thing with me. I had my documents, and you know what? I loved that I was able to bring them in and have you look at them, because it had been a long time. And you know what? There was just a few little changes that needed to be made when updating them. And you know what I loved about it afterwards? First of all, because you made it so simple and I understood it, the pictures that you drew and how you talked to me. What I loved about it afterwards, I felt terrific.
Good.
You know, people afterwards kind of go, wow, that was really good. And they have like a, sort of like a, not that they may have not even had anything on their shoulders at the time because they probably weren't thinking about it. But when you do it, it just gives you another secure feeling.
Absolutely. We have, I think that's probably all the people that I work with that work directly with our members and our non-members. That's the most rewarding factor of this whole job is when we actually sign documents and put ink to paper and we complete a project with an individual or a couple. That's the biggest thing and rewarding thing we get back is I'm so relieved I got this done. I've put this off for so many years and I'm really glad I got this completed.
Not only do they make it easy, they also are going to help you too by giving you a discount. It's $50 off your will package or $100 off your trust package. And so, you know what? You can call him direct. He does free consultations. I loved working with him. The number to call is 602-336-5531. You can go on the website. It's desertfinancial.com. But you can also just call him and do a free consultation. What are your final words?
I think my final words is don't put it off. You know, if you have documents that are 5 years or older, or if you don't have any documents at all, just don't put it off. Set an appointment, get the education. It's a free education session, and then just check it out. And I think you'll be very happy.
You absolutely will. And the cool thing is that they're all over the place. You don't have to be a member if you're not. If you are, it just makes that even easier. It doesn't matter though. And you go into any of them. But I did enjoy working with Matt. I really did. You make it so simple. But you can really go to any of them. You can call him direct. That phone number is 602-336-5531. Right now, you're going to go ahead and get either off of it's $50 off of the will and then $100 off the trust package if you want to. Also, final words, go ahead, say it before I lose my words.
No, give us a call, 602-336-5531.
You can check it out. It's desertfinancial.com. I tell everybody right now, if you're listening, if you have them checked. If you don't have them, do it because there are documents that work and there's documents that don't. If it can happen to me, it can happen to anyone. It's a free consultation. He makes it super easy and actually kind of fun at the same time, too. And I felt wonderful after I did it. The number again is 602-336-5531. It's a free consultation. Get it done.
Across that line